let's go over the Intel news, and then we'll do a little bit of the price action.
Yeah, so Patrick Gelsinger has been the CEO of Intel now for like 2 months, and he is moving
He's
quickly.
kicking butt.
Yeah, this is what happens when you bring on, an executive who was previously a CEO at another successful competitor, right? He was at VMware. He knows what he's doing, right? So basically, yesterday was a great day for Intel, great day for America, I would say, because Intel is basically doubling down on chip production, specifically in the U.S. They're investing. They're going to build 2 factories in Arizona. They're going to invest $20 billion in that. They gave some updated guidance as a result. They said basically we're gonna double down on chip manufacturing. We're gonna be manufacturers. We're not gonna try to juice our stock price with buybacks or dividends. Or we're gonna make stuff. That's what we do. We're gonna make chips. And they gave, like I said, they gave a whole bunch of numbers. As a result of that, they announced a partnership with IBM, a research partnership. And they're going to support other companies, and they're going to be a supplier, and that's what people want to see. They want to see them make stuff, and that's what they said they're going to do.
A couple things. We got to dig up Colby Howard. You know who Colby Howard is?
Yeah,
we had him a guest on this show.
Yeah.
When they did the CEO change.
Yeah, it was that day, I think.
It was that gap up day. We made a bet that you ended up winning, because I thought it would come back down to fill the gap before it went up. And you got lucky because they released the earnings that day, like before the bell. And you went up and won the bet that it came down and filled the gap. I like it. I owned it. And I don't know if it's going to 100. I don't know if it's going to 120. But I put it in extra size position in the super extra long-term portfolio. And I'm not touching it. I'm not looking at it. I just think things have turned.
Good for you.
New CEO. And, my kids are going to have some what's inside dad's portfolio. Intel is what they're going to see when they get it someday. But, price action hit 68.50. That's a little bit overdone. Backed off $3 since then. Maybe let it come down over the next couple of days. That's a big move. I don't think we're going back to 68.50 today. And what's been the recent high? The recent high has been 69.29. So you're gonna have some work to do to get through that.
Just all in all, like a great day for Intel. It's not the chart shows that, but just this is what you wanted to hear, right? Like you don't want to hear a company like go on there. I forget what company it was, but it was like a couple quarters ago in the earnings call. They just talked. It was some chip company. I don't remember what, and they just talked financials the whole time. They didn't talk about product at all. You want to see a tech company, talk about their product. Talk about tech. Talk about making tech. It's what they do, right? So, yeah, they gave some numbers, but the numbers were almost incidental, right? It's really about, hey, we're still here. Remember us. We're Intel. We make stuff. We make chips.
It's 75.83. That's the all-time high. And then Triple D, another thing that, and I'm going to give you partial credit on this because you put this bug in my ear a while ago. Mobileye. They bought that Mobileye.
I think that's a good player for them too.
Yeah,
I love Intel. I've been long Intel, but then I sold it when
trading range.
Well, I kept playing the range. I bought it at 46, sold it at 55 or 60 or somewhere in there. I did it again. I bought it like 45 or 46, and I sold it at 55 or 60. I was hoping I was going to continue to do that. I was going to continue to do it. Well, it's left without me now. It's like 6 or 7 points higher than I sold. I think I sold 58 or 59 the last time. And, it's left without me. I hope it eventually comes back down. But, it's been a great play down there, 45 to 50. But I think eventually Intel's $100 stock again.
Actually, I think it was Intel. I think it was an Intel call, their last CEO. And I think it was last summer or last fall. They didn't talk about product at all. They just talked numbers. And, that's not what you want to hear. You want to hear about the product. So, anyway.
But just to building today,
yeah.
Spencer, I mean, is now the time to come in and buy Intel? I mean, it's up 23, it's up 50% in 3 months. It's Intel. Yeah. So, I mean, even though I'm bullish it, and even though I think it eventually could get back to $100, I'm not chasing it here. I would love it to come back to the mid 50s and I'd reload. So again, buying when there's a little more blood in the streets as opposed to buying it when it's up $2-3. So could it rip to 70 today? Yeah, it could, but I don't think it's gonna. It's still a big, thick stock, and it's still a value stock, and they typically don't just start ripping 5-10 points. So
this is interesting. So Joel,
I don't think you have to chase it.
I don't remember if Joe brought this up, but on the daily chart, that gap, and that was from when they announced a new CEO.
Yeah.
So what it do? It pop, and then it came right back and it filled the damn gap.
It did to the T.
So
to the penny.
I should have been buying that, Phil, because I sold it on the CEO pop.
That was a gift. I mean, that high on that day, 53.85. The low on this day, 53.30. I mean, and then you didn't even look back on that one. You could card that up, and it was a winner. No heat on that one.